Alright, so now we're working on the front bumper, and as you've seen in all the other videos, getting the factory bumper off is a real pain. We did change, I should have done that before we put the wings on. We had to move this inner bracket to the inside of the frame, and then we let it sit on top of the frame rail. It leaves a little gap on the bottom of the main bracket, but we'll just be able to fill that in. It'll let the bumper sit on the frame, and we're going to drill some holes on the top. It'll give a little more support. Just weld the wings in. It's pretty self-explanatory. It really does line up nice, fits in good. So now we'll just keep going on getting the rest of the winch mount in and the pre-runner bars. So that'll be the next phase here of the front bumper. And then we'll work on cleaning the front and rear up. Kind of show you through those phases of it. All right, so we've got the tow hooks on. We've got the ends on. We've got the main pre-runner tube mounted up. You're going to spend a lot of time playing with this, with the angles and getting her to fit in there right. Of course, you end up shortening the tube because it comes way too long, but that gives you a little room to keep working your angles until you get it right. We've got the side ones on the floor there yet that we need to go, and that definitely, there's a lot of angles there to work out with that. So we'll work on that next. But yeah, the most time you're going to spend on this front bumper is definitely getting these tubes, the angles, and getting her to sit in there right. It's kind of nice to have the brake marks on here from where they bent the front centerpiece, so that fits right in between there pretty nice. So that really makes that easier to line up. But happy with how she looks. Like I say, we'll work on the winch mount and the light pockets after we get those tubes in. All right, here we are. We've got the pre-runner tubes finally cut and fit, and sitting up here on the front of the bumper. I can tell you that this is definitely the hardest part of the whole project, just getting the angles right. You can see mine aren't perfect, but I think they'll weld up just fine. You know, making sure you get all your gaps the same between the truck, and getting the angle right, and getting where they're sitting on this bar in about the same place. Yeah, no real tricks to it, just a lot of trim a little, measure it again, trim a little, measure again, and just keep working right through it. I did re-drill the holes for the front parking sensors in the bumper. It's going to be hard. I'm not quite sure what that's going to be like once you get her plugged in, because you know, these are sitting at much more of an angle, so probably going to be a little learning curve there to how the bumpers are going to actually you know, the distance that thing reads with the new bumper. But all right, we're gonna finish tacking in these pipes, and then I'm gonna build a lower mount down here. I like how the intercooler scoop sticks down a little bit. It'll get a lot of air in there, but I'm gonna build a couple of tabs so I can maybe put a screen on that. I want to think about that a little bit. Might also reinforce this inner mount a little bit more up inside here, maybe add another piece on that. So all right, we'll check back in here when we get a little further. So, yeah, the front bumper all done. I've had her on here for a little while. Same thing, this bumper turned out really nice. Biggest thing that a guy really has to work on is fitting these pipes. That just takes some time. You just keep working at it, and they'll come out nice. The problem I had, I guess a couple things that I would do different. One is I put these front park sensors in. And this one I put right here. I wish that I would have put it over here on this side. I think this thing wants to pick up this tow hook pretty easy, so I think I definitely would have put it over here. Hindsight, I kind of, one of these days I might weld those holes back in and then move that one to the outside. The other thing with putting the winch in, this truck is a 17, and it has a tendency to want to throw code that's not getting enough air to the intercooler. So, and again, I think that's with the winch. So I drilled more holes in the bottom, and then I built this little snorkel piece. It actually acts as a skid plate also for the bottom of the intercooler. So kind of helps to protect that off-roading, that kind of thing. But also that really pushes a lot of air to the intercooler. Once I did that, I haven't had any more problems with it at all. I have used the winch a couple of times. Bumper held up great. So yeah, overall I highly recommend it. It's really been a nice bumper. Get a lot of compliments on it. It is a project for sure, just making sure you get everything fitted and sanded and all that stuff. You can see somebody ran into me just the other day with it at the store, but it didn't hurt the bumper. I'm just gonna have to touch up the paint a little bit, but I guess that's bad for them. So anyway, good for me. But overall, front and rear bumpers came out great. The lights work good. Like I say, highly recommend it. Thanks.